Alright guys, so Christmas has come and gone, and New Year's has come and gone, and I'm just now getting around to showing you a couple of things I got for Christmas that I just thought I would share with you. Thought they were kind of cool. So, the first thing I want to show you is, got this pH meter. Now, I've been focusing on water quality a little more than I used to. I know. I've always had pretty decent beers regardless, but I'm just trying to make them just a little bit better. After you've been in the hobby for a little bit, you start to think of ways to improve your final product, right? So, I got this Just Tile pH meter. My wife got it for me for Christmas, and I think so far it's going to do me some justice. Now, it does fluctuate about 0.05 plus or minus. The tolerance on it is 0.05, so the readout's going to be off by about 0.05 just naturally. Basically how it works is you take it and you dip it in distilled water, and after you've dipped it in distilled water, you wipe it off, or with a towel, like paper towel or whatever, just wipe the little probe here on the end off with that, dry it off. And then you get yourself 2 glasses, 3, but for brewing you're only going to need 2 glasses, and what you're going to do is you're going to dissolve this powder. It comes with these little packets of powder, and what you do is you dissolve them in 2 different glasses. One you dip the probe into both of them, but you start with one of them, dip the probe in, and you hold. It tells you how to do it. I'm not going to go through the whole steps here. If you're interested, I mean, so far it seems to be working pretty well. It kind of fluctuates in there, but it gives me a rough idea of right about where my pH is sitting, and I did test it on my last brew, and it seems to be working. Basically, you calibrate it with the 2 different solutions, rinsing it off in between solutions, of course, and drying the probe, and you just dip it in there, calibrate it, and then when you're ready to brew, you can know what your pH is with your water. I think it was like, I don't know, 15 bucks, 12 bucks, maybe. I don't remember how much they were, but they weren't terribly expensive, and I thought I'd go ahead and try to attempt to monitor my pH on my brew water, mash water. So people don't understand, you know, pH is important when in your mash because it affects your starch to sugar conversion. It just affects your mash all around. So it's good to know what your pH is and kind of adjust it. And I've been using that pH 5.2, which I'll tell you, that 5.2 stabilizer does not bring your pH down to 5.2. It brings it close, but it doesn't bring it down to 5.2. Actually, my water pH was about 7.9, and I added the 5.2 powder to my water and stirred it in real good. And I made sure the water was below 70 degrees because your water has to be 70 or 75 degrees or below. And then I tested it, and the solution or the water was closer to 6.7. So I didn't bring it down a whole lot, so you might actually have to add more of that stuff than the instructions say. But if you don't have a way of monitoring your pH, or checking it at least, then you won't know if it's working or not for sure. But it does work overall. And yes, from time to time it will require some recalibration, and from what I've read on the interwebs, the solutions, you can actually store them in like a jar or something. They stay good for a while because you have to order replacement packs for that. So I got that, so I'm able to monitor my water quality a little more. Next up, I got an additional Perlick tap, stainless steel. Why? Because I'm actually going to do away with my 2-tap kegerator tower and modify a refrigerator to put kegs in because I want more kegs. So got my extra Perlick tap, and that's awesome. Stainless steel, no brass. Next on the list is, while we're on the subject of kegerator, the Chill Passion brand. I think this came from Draftworks or something. Now, when I put this on my list of things I wouldn't mind having for Christmas, it was actually a chrome-plated brass. Now, and I could tell it's chrome-plated all the way through. Here's the thing. I don't know if that'll be an issue with the shanks, because you don't really mess with the shanks too much. Once you got them in your fridge, they're there. And the only thing you're ever doing is popping off tubing to replace it periodically and just flushing cleaner through it every so often. Now, I don't ever see this being a problem, and I've read a lot of people's reviews on them, and they seem to be happy with them. I know I've preached in the past about chrome-plated brass and how if you can get stainless steel, get it. And I still stand by that. If you can get stainless steel, get it. At least for the taps or faucets, because that's another thing. People were like talking about faucets. Faucets are actually these. Taps is actually where it goes to the keg. So I don't care. You know what I'm talking about. Stainless steel faucet, chrome-plated shank. Now I'm thinking about ordering a couple more of these. I haven't decided if I'm just going to go stainless steel on the other two or not. I may, but go give this one a whirl. That way, if this one sucks later, I only got to replace one. So I may go stainless steel on the other two and just have the one brass one. And we'll just see how it plays out. So anyways, I got that and put it away. Need to get two more. But progress, right? And I'm going to try to find a used fridge or something. I'm not going to go out and buy a brand new fridge I'm going to drill the hell out of. So, next on the list is the bouncer. Now, somebody on the Homebrew Top forums, and if you're watching this video or if you're a subscriber, recommended this thing. And I looked it up and I was like, you know, this is cool. It's pretty damn cool. What it is it's a bottling filter. Now that I have the catalyst, I have a conical. Most of you that have conicals might find this thing handy, regardless if it's a stainless steel or a fast ferment or a catalyst. This, you can hook your beverage tubing to each side of it, or your bottling tubing, I should say, to be clear. You'll have one tubing running from your fermenter into one side of this, and you'll have the other side running out to your bottling wand or your keg if you want to filter it before it goes to the keg. And it has a flow arrow, so it tells you which way it should be flowing. And it's just a little filter screen. And it'll catch all the dregs and hot debris and stuff that might possibly get into your bottling line or kegging tubing. So yes, I will be using this and I will be demonstrating this. So those of you that are on the fence can make up your own minds about it. And last but not least, now this wasn't on my Christmas list, but Henry from Cypress Grape and Grain, who I go to for a lot of my beer supplies, I was just in the store and we were talking, and he was giving these away at his 3-year anniversary, just these little Growler bottles, and I thought that was really cool. And he's like, hey, you want, he had one left and it was on his store counter just for display, and he's like, you want it? I was like, yeah, why not? Because the cool thing about these is for a short time, like you can chill them and then just go out to your tap and fill it with your beer, and then you can take it on the road. Like if you're going to someone's house, you want to bring your own beer along, you don't have to share it. You don't really have to share it if you don't want to. You should share, but for a bottle this small, like a 32 ounce maybe. Yeah, 32 fluid ounces says right here. These are great for if you don't feel like busting out the beer gun and filling up some bottles. You can just, if it's going to be for a very short period, and you just want to take a little bit of your beer with you on the road, you can just fill this sucker up and drink it that night, because the next day the carbonation is going to go down, infection, do I need to go on and on about that? I don't think so. So he gave me this Growler. I thought it was really cool. Thank you, Henry. If you're a subscriber, I don't know if Henry subscribes to my channel or not, but thank you. I will use it quite frequently, depending on if we go to friends' houses or whatnot, or if I just want to sit on the couch and drink a 32 ounce. I got big glasses for that. So anyhow, yeah, that's what I got for Christmas, brew related. I plan on doing a kegerator build. I looked at Keezers. I keep my garage beer stuff in the garage, like keg and taps and stuff. So I looked at a lot of the freezers, and the freezers that I looked at, most of them, and a lot of them within the affordability range said that you don't want to store it in a garage that gets above like 90 degrees, and you don't want to have it in a garage that gets below, I think, 50 or something. So I don't know if that's the freezing capabilities part of it or what, but I looked at a refrigerator, and refrigerators are already set and ready to go. So all you gotta do is drill the door, put your taps in, put your kegs in. You might have to level the bottom a little bit so you can get all the kegs in there, right? But looks like a refrigerator may be the way to go. And then it has a freezer part at the top, so you can, I can keep all my fermenter frozen bottles in that, and keep all my hops in the freezer, keep them fresh a little longer. So I'm thinking a refrigerator would be the better way to go in my circumstances. Now the keezers look cool because they're flat and they're level with your waist, and you can just tap it away. But for my situation, I think a refrigerator is going to be the best way to go. So anyways, that's it for the Christmas goodies. And like I said, I hope everybody had a great New Year. I will be demonstrating this for sure, and I'll be demonstrating this one as well. And if I feel like it, and I may do it, I will video me modifying the refrigerator for kegerator. So, cheers, and we'll see you later.